Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again today with 6 new comics and a graphic novel. Comics are off my pull list. I pulled the graphic novel off my shelf. But first, we're going to give you a look at my museum spot cover this week that I kept on top of my printer and looked at all week. P. Craig Russell's Salome. And I didn't realize this says micro series number 1 of 1, but in the indicia it says Night Music number 5, Salome number 1. He did a bunch of opera adaptations, so I guess this is in the Night Music series, Salome number 1, from 1986 or somewhere around there. I haven't read this one. I want to have to pull out all his opera stuff and read that someday. But that's what I've been looking at the cover of all week. That's the head of John the Baptist on a platter that Salome asked for and got. Famous story, famous opera. And then we got, what is this? House of Slaughter. I guess House of Slaughter was the Free Comic Book Day one. I didn't see it there. I didn't get any Free Comic Book Day stuff. This one looks like it's not little articles or press releases, it's numbers. Wonder if there's any new True Believers. I haven't been. Let me look under T. There haven't been any True Believers in a while. No, this Marvel is done with its True Believers. Don't see any in there again. There hasn't been any True Believers out in a while. There's barely any facsimiles too. I guess they're tired of reprints. And then what do we have here? Nice cover. Serial number 6. There's our little girl who's really a thousands-year-old demon who's hunting down a serial killer who killed her friend. She's not exactly unviolent herself. Terry Moore, Strangers in Paradise, Rachel Rising, Motor Girl, 5 years later. Is it 5 years later? Just 5 years. I can't remember. But I buy everything he does. Black and white. He draws pretty women. There's his How to Draw book on the back. I don't know if I ever got the first edition. I got How to Draw something. I have one of his How to Draw books. That was like, it was like a comic book size, and I think it was square bound. But I don't remember which one I got. But he's had more out there than I have. Then we've got Michael Morcock, Elric, The Dreaming City, issue 1 from Titan Comics, and I'm told that this is the French version. They put these out recently in France. There you can tell it's got the, well, it's bigger than a lot of the other ones because they push it to the, it's got the French graphic novel size. It's got some bleed in it. So we'll see how this is. Oh, it's a Mike Mignola cover I just noticed is the one I have. But I've always liked Elric. The Craig Russell Elric stuff is my favorite. We'll see who's drawing this. Adapted and written by Julien Blondel and Jean-Luc Cano. Art by Julien Tello. Okay. Guessing they're all French people. Then we've got number 4 of Time Before Time. This is a guy who draws a bit like Mike Mignola. Shalvey is the writer. He's also been an artist on some stuff I bought. McConneville is the artist. And as you can see, he's got a Mike Mignola thing going on. A little bit more stripped down this issue, but time travel story. Time travel. There's the year there. 2141. There's these 2 different factions of time travelers from different time periods even, and they're fighting with each other over the business of time travel. So it's been pretty interesting so far. I've enjoyed it. And what do we have here? Radiant Black, issue number 7. Last issue, I think it was last issue, issue number 6, that was a guest artist. And it was kind of like a fill-in issue where they told the story of the woman who's only appeared as a villain so far in this story. I think it's this woman right where my finger is. But I think these guys, these, Power Ranger looking guys, there she is in the back, are all going to have to team up and fight this alien who wants to destroy the world. But right now they're fighting that woman who became a bank robber. I've been enjoying the story. It's been pretty cool so far. Who does that one? Kyle Higgins, Marcelo Costa, with Natalie Marquez and Becca Carey. Then we've got Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, and Tomu Mori doing a Nocterra. Oh, she's got a scary reflection. This one's been growing on me. The story of... matter of fact, I'd put this in the same category as Geiger, in that it's mainstream guys doing an indie book. And this one may be growing on me a little more than Geiger. The sun went away. There's still all the effects of the sunshine in terms of plants grow and stuff like that. But the sun went away, and these things from another world inhabit humans and turn them into monsters if they're out in the dark too much. So it's people trying to live in the light. It's like bad things are happening this issue. But she found some sanctuary city in last issue, but it's not going to last. One of those things. You find a sanctuary city in issue 5, there's no sanctuary. Then we've got Homesick Pilots, which went from this punk rock ghost story to this Gundam versus ghost story. There's one of the ghosts as the remnants of these two punk rock bands. Oh, there's some punk rock drawing. I think this takes place in the early 90s. Are trying to fight these ghosts, and the one ex-punk rock band has got this Gundam suit that is... They're not quite the government, they're contractors. They're government contractors who are kind of weird hippie punks themselves, are building this... I don't see the... Oh, I think that red thing is the Gundam suit. Or that's what controls the suit somehow. But this one's been... This second story arc has been so different than the first. I think I like the first one better, but I'll stick with the second. And this is what I picked off the shelves, a graphic novel. Peter Milligan and Peter Kowalski, God of Tremors. It's graphic novel size, square bound, $7. I liked the art on it. It's a pretty cool cover. I like those hands. What does it say? They said the devil had taken hold of Aubrey, but the true demon waited at home. I didn't even read this. 19th century gothic horror tale of exorcism, demonic worship, and epilepsy. And then there's more. I didn't even read that for it, but I just flipped it open and said I like the artwork. And I actually had another comic I was thinking about picking up, Eat the Rich. But that was $4 for a regular comic, so I put that one back and decided to spend $7 on a graphic novel size comic. Probably 48 pages, it feels like. I'm not sure. Like I said, I liked the artwork in it. And I kind of wanted to read something graphic novel size, so I picked that one up. All right, let me show you a little of my artwork, the painting I've been working on. I'm not sure if this is exactly... There may be one or two touches left on it, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to let it sit here for a couple of days and see. Because what happens is usually I put on some series of little dots or tick marks or lines, then I let it sit for a little while, and I go back and put more in. And they kind of like reveal themselves to me. I always know, oh, now I need a little more over here. Oh, now I need a little more over here. Oh, now I need a little more over here, until that stops happening. And then I let it sit for a while and go back to it and see if it needs a little more over. Anyway, you can see here the lots of different colors in it. Like I may do something with that upper lip a little more. Little outlined eye. Some stuff down there. But we're going to let it sit for a day or two now. And then I'll go back into it and see... Maybe a little dot right there. That'd be that. I think I meant to do that, but didn't. So that might be the next thing I do. But it's almost done. It's 98% done. Just got to put those last finishing touches on. All right. So there you go. A little bit of artwork, some comic books, and you guys all have a good week out there.